I love rookies. I always overdraft rookies. I'm kind of like that idiot, but it does actually pay off sometimes. And I think it's going to pay off this season for Naji Harris. Earlier I mentioned maybe he'll still be available in the second round. And if you can grab him, get him, because we know Mike Tomlin let a workhorse back, and now it's Naji Harris who's going to assume that role that Le'Veon Bell had a few years back. Now, the ceiling is there. He's easily been the darling of the Pittsburgh Steelers training camp. We understand Big Ben. He's a little bit older. He's had a banged up shoulder. They're going to run the ball, and Naji Harris is going to be elite. So I'm going to try to get as much as him as I can. I'm also looking at Justin Fields. Adam Rank, I know your heart is just pitter-pattering, and you got to see him play for the Chicago Bears, and I'm pretty sure everybody who was in the stands at Soldier Field stood up the second he took the field, because he did exactly what we wanted him to do. He finished with 142 yards on 14 of 20 passing, 33 rushing yards on 5 carries, which most impressively was the 21-yard rushing touchdown for Justin Fields. Now go out and draft him. The biggest question here is not if he's going to be good, but when he is going to assume the field. I think he's going to be a safe QB2 in drafts, but once he takes over, I spy that he's going to be a top 12 fantasy quarterback. I love Justin Fields.
Yeah, I love both those guys that you talked about as well, Kimmy, but I want to go to the guy who is the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, the player who was voted as the best player in all of college football last year, and that's Devonta Smith. From the moment Devonta Smith was drafted, he became the best receiver on the Philadelphia Eagles roster. They really needed help at that position. I think he can step in and help. We finally got to see him last night in what was otherwise a pretty forgettable game for the Eagles against the Patriots, but I expect him to see at least 100 targets in an offense that I think is going to throw the ball a lot more than people anticipate. And right now, he's coming as a great mid-round value, 7th round, 8th round, something like that. I've been drafting him in as many spots as I can. The other guy that I really like is Javonte Williams. And of all the running backs in that class, Williams is the one that I enjoyed watching the most. I don't think he's particularly great at any one thing, but I think he's very good at a lot of different things. He's looked great at camp. And especially with Melvin Gordon sort of nursing an injury, that's given Williams some more opportunities. I expect that he will start the year behind Gordon on the depth chart, but I really do think if you draft him and you are patient, by the middle to late part of the year, you are going to have a quality running back that I think is going to take a lot of that workload in Denver.
Yeah, there's opportunities abound for all four of those players that you guys mentioned. I'm looking forward to seeing what Jalen Waddle and Elijah Moore, 2 rookies out of the SEC, can do in their rookie years. We start with Jalen Waddle because he's going fairly high as a top 10 pick. There's a lot of excitement about the entire Dolphins offense, and depending how things go on the outside, there could be a lot of opportunity for him, especially late in the year. But I think the real value is Elijah Moore, who's going right before Randall Cobb, ADP-wise now. He's done nothing but get open for most of his college career. A.J. Brown, his former teammate, said he worked harder than anyone he'd ever been around, and that includes his other college teammate, DK Metcalf. And if not for a nation of pearl clutchers, after one celebration in the Egg Bowl at Ole Miss, he might have gotten this kind of energy the whole time. The whole time. But people were upset about a celebration because people aren't that great all the time. Elijah Moore is, and I've got to get him